Okay guys, so this is my progress video 1 of my Azum filly, and I am not claiming to be a professional trainer. This is just how I am going about training her, so if you want to take things from this video, please go ahead. So here's a couple clips of her being tied up for a little while because she's super impatient and needs to be worked on with it, so yeah. I'm probably going to have to do a voiceover because it's going to be kind of over there, so I don't know if you'll be able to hear. But this is kind of just teaching her, like that, ground manners, because she's kind of in my space, and she hasn't quite, she hasn't quite gotten the concept of personal bubble and respect on the ground. So I'm starting off by introducing lunging to her. I worked with her the day before this, and she was starting to get the hang of it, but she didn't get it completely. So what I do to introduce this is I kind of point to where I want her to go and then put pressure on her rear end. So it's kind of common sense for them to move forward. And then once she did that, I released the pressure and let her know that that was the right answer. And so you can see here she's being a baby. She's like picking up sticks and tossing her head and sniffing the ground, and I'm not gonna get after her for that because she's a baby, and I'm gonna let her be a baby just as long as she does what I ask. And she is. She's moving forward in the direction that I want, so I'm letting her be. And yeah, so she's just going around. She's getting the hang of it, and alright, so right about here, I ask her for a little bit more than a walk, and she does that. But I'm not going to get mad at her. I'm just going to ask her to keep going, because she kind of stopped. She was like, how are you going to react to that? But she did move forward, and that's what I asked her to do. She just kind of, overstepped. So later on, I can fix that, but, I don't want to overwhelm her with too much information. I'm just trying to show her the right answer and let her figure that out, and later on I can nitpick. So right now she's just going around, she's trotting, and I'm happy with that, so I'm not pressuring her anymore, except for when she stops, and then she did the same exact thing, a little bit stronger, but she's just being a baby, and again, I'm just asking her to keep moving her feet. She's gonna keep doing it. She's still figuring it out. Don't get frustrated. These are babies, and I will fix this later, obviously, but for now, for her first time lunging, this was not too bad, I don't think, but, yeah. Definitely could have gone better, but, at least it went decent. She got the hang of it, so I'm happy. And right there, she kind of shouldered into me, and I actually got after her for that, because that is not okay. She has a habit of shouldering into me, and that is something I will not accept because it's dangerous for me. And she's not respecting me at all. She's just kind of saying, you're nothing, I can walk over you, and that's not okay. So that's another thing we're working on. And throughout the video, you'll see me kind of like getting at her for shouldering in on me. Okay, so right here, I lean over and pull her nose in, and she doesn't know that this means stop yet, but I'm teaching her by pulling her nose in. But she kind of shot towards me, so I just backed her up from there and made her realize, yes, but back up, kind of just to show her what I wanted. And that'll take a few times of practice before she gets the hang of that, but, and here I'm just asking her to go the other direction, and she kind of fought me right here, and I just got after her and then let off the pressure. So, again, you can really just see the little wheels in her head turning. She's really trying to figure out what I want from her, and she's just trying to figure out how to get that release, and when she does the right thing, I'm giving it to her, like right here, so. Alright, so in this next clip, I'm going to teach her to back off lead rope pressure. I'm going to start off by lightly wiggling it, and she doesn't know what this means, but I'm going to come at her with more pressure so she feels like she needs to take a step back, and that's the right answer. So then I stop and I pet her. So she actually caught on to this very, very quickly. You'll see in a second. I ended up not having to use very much pressure on the rope. It was a light wiggle, and she got the hang of it really, really fast. So you'll see in a second. So I'm just giving her a minute to sit there, let her realize she did a good job. And then I'm going to start lightly asking again, and she got that pretty fast. She took only one step, but I rewarded that because she's just learning. And basically after this, I'm just going to give her breaks, and then I'm going to ask her again here, and I'm asking for a little bit more than I did last time, but she got it very fast. So I rewarded her, let her take a break, and just keep repeating that, and she got the hang of it super, super fast. So for the last thing that I'm going to introduce is the plastic bag desensitizing. I let her sniff it for a little while, just with her nose, and then now I'm going to start off by letting her walk, but she kind of took off there. So there I'm letting her sniff it. She's like, what on earth is this? And I'm letting her investigate it, just be a baby, figure out what the heck this thing is. And she's not too scared of it until I start making it, like, loud. And then you'll see later on she freaks out a little bit. I started laughing. I was like, there's no reaction. But yeah, I was like rubbing it all over her, and she wasn't really caring because it wasn't loud yet. So I was really surprised here. I mean, she was like looking at it, but she wasn't scared of it. She just kind of wanted to smell it and touch it. And I think this is kind of a baby reaction, but I'm trying to just get her used to it. And right here, she did not like that noise. As soon as I started shaking it, she said, oh, hell no. I'm not okay with that. And then so after that, for some reason, she would let it touch her face, but not her body. So after that, I'm just slowly letting her touch it, and right about here, she's not going to like this too much. And there. She kind of striked out at it, which basically she couldn't go into flight mode because I was holding her head. So she went into fight mode, kind of, which that was my fault. I really should not have approached her the way I did with that, but you'll see. This is a learning experience for me as well, so. And here I'm just kind of, she keeps trying to lunge. She's like, oh, I know how to lunge, so I'm just gonna do that so I don't have to look at the bag. So I basically spent probably an hour just getting her used to this bag, because after I shook it and it made that noise, she took off. She was not having it. After it made that noise, she did not trust it anymore, and she was not happy with me, so I had to spend a lot of time trying to get her to overcome that fear, but I think it really helped her confidence afterwards. Alright, so now I am rubbing it on her face because she's kind of okay with it, and then as soon as she kind of accepts it, like right here, she's kind of just tolerating it touching her face. I just rub it on her, and then I take away I give her that release of pressure when she accepts it, so that she realizes it's not going to kill her. And so right here is another thing that I learned with my old mare, who was really, really skittish. They are prey animals, so things naturally chase them. So what I've found is that if you make them follow it, it kind of becomes interesting. They're realizing that it's not chasing them, so it's probably not going to hurt them. And if they're chasing it, then it kind of becomes a game. And so I kind of just had her do that, and then, like right there, she kind of accepted it and let it touch her body, which was good, and so I took away the pressure. She didn't like the way it moved right there, but, she's still getting used to it, so there's going to be a few spooks here and there. But she was doing pretty good. She's licking her lips here. She's being submissive. And she is letting it touch her body. So I just keep taking it away every time she accepts it. And that's teaching her that it's not going to hurt her. And she did kind of get the hang of that. Okay, so fast forward about 20 minutes later, I had just continued to just rub it on her and then take it away when she accepted it, and she was becoming a lot more accepting to the point where she would let it touch her while she walked, which is a huge, huge deal. This is super, super good. She's totally relaxed, accepting it, and this is awesome because it may not seem like a lot, but she's becoming tolerant of things touching her while she's moving, which may not seem like a huge deal, but in her brain, it's a huge confidence booster. And she's realizing that things can touch her while she's moving, and it's not the end of the world. And she just has to keep moving and ignore it, kind of. And she was doing an amazing job of doing that. And so I would just kind of release the pressure and give her a minute. And then I switched sides, and she was super, super quick on that and pretty willing. She was doing a really good job. I was really proud of how quickly she got that. She was understanding. Oh, and right there she kind of shouldered into me, so I got after her for that. And then fixed her position, because she's still learning, you know, where I want her and how to position herself. So yeah, I'm just working. I mean, this is super repetitive, but just asking her to go around, let it touch her, let her touch her legs, let it touch weird places, so that for whatever reason in the future, if it were to happen under saddle, she knows how to handle herself. So, and here, this is just a little extra clip of fun, of her walking over this little bridge thing. Because the day before, she absolutely hated this thing, and I walked her up to it today, and she just, you know, jumped on it, and I was super surprised. She was super willing. And yeah, I just kind of gave her time, gave her space, and let her figure it out. And I'll make another video explaining trailering, because she's not good with the trailer, but this relates to the trailer, and I will explain that in the other video. And then I just make her stop on it, you know, just having experience in doing weird things is always good. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys.